In this video, I'm going to answer the questions that you've raised on the community. So the first area of questions is relating to CBE, which I can imagine is causing a fair amount of stress. It certainly is here anyway. And in particular, the use of the spell check. There is a spell check facility in the live software, and what we don't know is how this is going to be dealt with in the marking key. We have asked for guidance from ICAEW, and we're still waiting for it, and as soon as we get it, we'll give it to you. The only thing I would say is don't get too hung up on spell checking. It's much more important that you finish the exam than making sure that everything is correctly spelled. Moving on then to your specific questions about mock exam 2. And first of all, just going through requirement by requirement. So requirement 1, Appendix 1. You've seen that the Appendix 1 in both mock exams 1 and mock exam 2, very similar. And that is the template that I would use as a starting point. I appreciate it's quite full. So what you need to do is to work out how much you can do in 20 minutes. And if you can't do everything in 20 minutes, then decide what to cut. And if you want to raise questions about what to cut on the forum, then please do. One of the points already been raised is what about doing the revenue mix for all of the branches? Now, I don't mean the revenue mix for branch revenue in total. You have to do that so that you see the split between branch and online. But this is the big table for the 8 branches. There may even be more if they've opened a couple in the year. So the answer to that is no. You don't need to do that. That will save a bit of time. And in fact, you could compress that whole table and just deal with the branches that you're going to talk about in your exam answer. The next question about requirement 1 is what do you have to include when you're asked to review OP? And the answer is all 3 areas that make it up. So cost of sales, GP, and then the administrative expenses and OP itself. So you've only got 3 paragraphs to deal with this. So if you're asked to look at OP, then there's a lot to deal with. And I would just have 1 paragraph on cost of sales, 1 paragraph on GP and GP margin, and then 1 paragraph on one of the administrative expenses, OP and OP percent. Do get ready for that turning up in the live exam. As I said, there's a lot to do. It's easy to overrun on time, so you need a plan to decide what it is you're going to talk about and be guided by what's in Exhibit 17. So what the examiner talks about. That's what he's going to look for in the marking key.